Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Once Upon a Crescent, a Muslim kids podcast. This podcast is a collection of original children's stories. I am your author and storyteller, Mrs. Hashmi. This is season 3. I hope you have your seatbelts on because I'm planning on taking your imagination on a fun story time ride. This story is brought to you by an organization that has been helping those in need since 1984, Islamic Relief. Please visit them after this episode at irusa.org. Today's story is called Adam's Gummy Bear Situation. It was a school night, and Adam was trying his best to get his things ready and organized. He helped his mom pack his lunch bag and insisted that he did not want the peanut butter jelly sandwich. Adam, I'm only packing this just in case they run out of the vegetarian meal option in the cafeteria. You know that happened just last week. Adam's mom reminded him. Mama, tomorrow is Nacho Friday. I'm going to have cheese nachos for lunch. They won't run out, inshallah. Adam was in 4th grade now. He has been practicing being careful about eating halal-only foods in school since he was in kindergarten. Adam has pretty much memorized his school lunch menu. Besides, tomorrow was Friday, and that meant the school cafeteria would serve his favorite cheese nachos. While others enjoyed their nachos with meat, Adam ate nachos with just the cheese. Adam took out the sandwich from his lunch bag and placed it on the counter. Baba will probably eat this in the morning, Mama. Adam's mom handed back the peanut butter sandwich to Adam. Go give this to your Baba now. He's been working in the study room all evening. I'm sure he'd like a snack. Mama turned around to continue cleaning up the kitchen. Adam approached his Baba, who was writing down some notes on a sheet of paper. Adam knocked at the door to get his Baba's attention. Baba, what are you working on? Adam asked as he handed his father the sandwich.
Yum. Jazakallah khair for this. I have to give tomorrow's khutbah at the masjid.
Oh, cool. Do you know what you're going to talk about? Adam asked curiously.
The Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings be upon him, said, Verily, the religion began as something strange, and it will return to being strange, so blessed are the strangers. I'm going to talk about how we have to be okay with being seen as different or weird by others. It's okay to be different from everybody. As Muslims, maybe we are seen as strange to others who live differently than us, and that's A-okay.
Well, I'm not strange. I don't think anyone even knows I'm Muslim in my class. Baba, I kind of don't want to be seen as strange.
Hey, I used to say the same thing when I was your age. It's easy for you nowadays. But when I was a kid, I had to face being the weird one in my class. I was the kid who didn't eat pepperoni pizza. All the other kids loved pepperoni, and I just had to let them know that my family doesn't eat pork. Can you imagine that? Eating cheese pizza was odd, and eating pepperoni pizza was normal when I was a kid going to school.
Adam was really surprised. In his school, kids brought different kinds of food from home. Some brought rice and meat. Some brought wraps and shawarmas, some brought noodles. Nothing strange about eating different foods. That night, Adam fell asleep thinking about the hadith that Baba shared with him. The religion began as something strange, and it will return to being strange. So blessed are the strangers. These were the words that Adam thought about before he fell asleep. The next morning, Adam was 100% packed and ready for school. The school bus was right on time to pick him up. He hopped onto the school bus and in his heart, he read the traveling dua. Adam arrived at school and headed straight to his regular spot, the basketball court. He picked up a basketball and dribbled it in front of his classmates. He began a quick game of basketball before the morning bell. So many kids hustled past each other to get inside the school. Adam's classmate Cole nudged Adam and snickered. Look, we have a new girl in our class. Doesn't she look strange? Adam looked up to see who Cole was talking about. Adam saw a cheerful, friendly girl in a soft pink hijab. She was smiling and laughing with another classmate of his, Nuha. Nuha sits at Adam's table, and she waved to Adam. Adam did not wave back. He hurried inside the school building and zipped through crowds of kids to get to his class. He sat down at his desk, unpacking his things. Cole joined him at their table and sat down at his desk next to Adam. Ugh, I hope he doesn't say anything else about the new girl, Adam thought to himself. Cole nudged Adam again and snickered again. Oh, looks like Mr. Caleb is going to put the new girl at our table. Let's ask her about that thing on her head. Adam was so annoyed with Cole, and he replied, It's called a hijab. Cole leaned in and looked at Adam suspiciously. Huh? How do you even know what it's called? Cole snapped. Adam hesitated for a moment and quickly shot back. Didn't you watch the Olympics? There were so many Muslim women wearing the hijab while competing. Just then, Mr. Caleb entered the classroom, trying to settle down his class. Mr. Caleb turned to the class and said,
Okay, class, settle down. Before we begin, I wanted to introduce our new student. This is... How do you pronounce it, sweetie?
Ruayda.
Oh, I'm not going to be able to say it like that. Ruayda? Ruayda. You'll be sitting over there across Adam. Adam, raise your hand.
Adam raised his hand half-heartedly. Cole, who was next to Adam, scoffed out loud and spoke loudly to Ruayda. Why do you wear that thing on your head? He called out. Mr. Caleb looked down right at Ruayda, expecting her to answer. This, Ruayda said, gently holding the extra cloth of hijab, is called a hijab. I wear it for God. It's part of who I am. Ruayda playfully flipped her hijab cloth over her shoulder and confidently walked to her seat at Adam and Cole's table. Nuha smiled with a big, warm, friendly smile and said, I think your hijab is really pretty. Ruayda smiled back and placed both hands on her heart in a thank you gesture. Cole muttered under his breath, Well, I think it's strange. Mr. Caleb began to pass out bins to each table group. Mr. Caleb placed a bin on Adam's table and walked away. Adam, Ruayda, and Nuha all eyed the gummy bear packet. Just then, Mr. Caleb cleared his throat and announced,
Alrighty, let's start this morning with some science. Today is Friday, so you know what that means. Mad Scientist Fridays! We'll be doing an experiment with gummy bears today. Today we're going to be observing what happens to our gummy bears when soaked in salt water, sugar water, and just plain water. Inside your desk is the lab report sheet to record your observations and measurements. Table managers, please go to the science corner to bring a balance beam to your tables, and when you all have your things, go ahead and eat a packet of gummy bear and record your observations about the taste and texture on your science sheets.
Cole got up and walked to the science corner to gather the materials. Adam made eye contact with Ruayda, who looked at Nuha, who was already reading the back of the gummy bear packet. Ruayda took a gummy bear packet and did the same. Adam reached for his gummy bear packet and slowly read the ingredients to himself. He spotted the word gelatin and his heart sank. Ugh. Adam slouched down low on his chair in disappointment. Ruayda noticed that Adam was looking for gelatin on his gummy bear packet like she and Nuha were. She raised an eyebrow at him and leaned in and cautiously asked, Wait a second, are you Muslim? You're reading to see if there's gelatin like Nuha and I. Adam noticed Cole walking back to their table. He nodded quickly to Ruayda and began writing down his name and date on his science worksheet. Ruayda took her gummy bear packet and placed it far away from her on the corner of her desk and left it there unopened. Cole returned to the table and opened his gummy bear packet immediately. Cole began to eat them one by one. Adam slowly opened his packet of gummy bears too. Ruayda scrunched up her eyebrows and watched Adam. Adam purposely dropped his pencil on Ruayda's side. Ruayda bent down to pick it up, and Adam joined her on the ground, pretending to try to find his pencil. In a hushed voice, he faced Ruayda and said, "I'm not actually going to eat these gummy bears. I just opened them up so Cole won't bother me about it and ask me a million questions about why I'm not eating the gummy bears. You should do the same thing. Your packet is way on the edge. It's so obvious that you're not going to eat your gummy bears." Ruayda shook her head no. "What? No, I'm not scared of Cole and his questions. Why should I pretend to eat them? That's so silly." "Well, then he's just going to call you strange in front of the whole class." Adam shrugged his shoulders and straightened out from under the desk with his pencil in his hand, acting like nothing happened. Cole looked over to Nuha, who hadn't opened her gummy bears either. Before Cole could even ask anything to Nuha, Nuha extended her gummy bear packet to Cole. "Do you want mine? I can't eat these because of my braces." Cole readily took her gummy bears and ate them up one by one. Mr. Caleb walked around the room, making sure all of his students were right on task.
Now that you've all tested your gummy bears, there should be one extra packet in your bins for the actual experiment.
Nuha plucked out the last packet of gummy bears from the bin to experiment on. She dropped the gummy bear in water and observed the effects. Cole noticed Ruayda didn't even touch her gummy bear packet. "Hey, why haven't you eaten your gummy bears?" Adam gulped and looked away. "Oh man, here comes the questions." Ruayda was surprisingly cool and calm about it. She was not worried about Cole's questions. She showed Cole the word gelatin on the back and said, "These gummy bears have gelatin in them. I can't eat this kind of gelatin because it's not halal." Cole had a puzzled look on his face. "Halal, hijab, I don't know what all this means. Can you just talk in English?" Cole said, looking at Ruayda strangely. Adam felt annoyed with Cole's rude tone. He looked over at Ruayda, who was now becoming uncomfortable. She fiddled with her hijab and took a deep breath. That's when Adam decided to go ahead and answer for her. "Halal means it's okay for Muslims to eat it because it follows the laws in our religion for things that are okay to eat and drink." Cole squinted his eyes at Adam and asked, "Our religion?" Adam stopped for a moment as he realized he just revealed to Cole and the rest of the class that he was Muslim. Adam felt ease in his heart about it. Adam straightened up in his chair and nodded. He smiled as he looked at Nuha and Ruayda. Cole thought quietly for a moment, and it looked like a light bulb had finally sparked in his mind. "Oh, like Jewish people and how they eat kosher because that's what's allowed for them in their religion." "Yes!" Adam exclaimed. Cole's face softened. It seemed like he understood a bit better. He stared at the unopened pack of gummy bears sitting at Ruayda's desk and then looked up and stared at her hijab. Adam watched Cole carefully and spoke to break the silence. "I'm sure it is all kind of strange to you, and that's a-okay. I'll tell you something else strange. We won't ever know what the school cafeteria's pepperoni pizza will taste like because pork isn't halal either." Cole's eyes got wide in surprise. Adam, Nuha, and Ruayda all giggled at his reaction. Mr. Caleb walked over to Adam's table and quietly asked,
"I hear lots of interesting conversation going on here. Can we please get back to our science experiment?"
Cole nodded his head and dropped a few gummy bears into the salt water. Ruayda dropped a few into the sugar water, and Nuha continued to write down her observations. They all worked as a group to note down the cool changes unfolding in the water. Adam felt grateful that there was a new student at their table, but he felt even more grateful that this new student, Ruayda, helped him remember the Prophet ﷺ's words. Islam began as something strange, and it will return to being strange. So blessed are the strangers. Be strange. Be you. Jazakallah khair for tuning in. I love the work Islamic Relief is doing. They help millions of people around the world and here at home in the US every single year. Please go to irusa.org or check out the link in this episode's description to support Islamic Relief so you can be a part of a mission that has been helping save lives since 1984.